All right, today we're going to be trading zones. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the left, we're going to get a horizontal line, and we're going to look for the previous high of the market. And then we're going to come and we're going to look for the low, and we're going to put a line at the high and the low. Okay. So what I've created here is a zone. This is very KG. I like to keep it very simple, okay, for beginners. So again, the market here is now in the zone. Again, you go to the left, you get your horizontal line, you're going to mark the high, and the high is where those candles are located. I'm going to circle it for you, okay? So right here, we're looking for that high, and here we're looking for the low. So when I come to the market, the first thing that I do is I always mark my high and my low, okay? Imagine this hasn't happened yet. And so what I like to determine, is the market going to move for a buy, or is it going to move for a sale? I will know the direction that the market is going to move based on how it breaks out of my zone. Another thing that I always like to make sure is that I add an EMA, and I always keep the 200 EMA as well on my chart. So you can always just click on it, go to the input, and put 200. I like to make mine orange, and I like the line to be a little thick. Okay. And so I like to look at this 200 EMA. Typically, if the market is above, I'm looking to see if it's going to continue to buy. If it's below, I'm looking to see if it's going to continue to sell. So for example, here, I come to the market, I mark up my zone. This would be where the current market is. That's my high, that's my low. I'm looking for a candle to open and close underneath or above my zone to determine which way I am going to get in a trade. Okay. So again, I've marked my high, I've marked my low. And then once the candle open and closes here, and I am using Hakanashi candles, then I'm looking to get in the trade for a sale. Okay. So this has been very, 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 very helpful with the community that I trade with, in choosing which way we want to get in the trade. Okay. So once I see this, I'm like, okay, 9 times out of 10. Oh, I'm sorry. We would have got in up here. I'm looking at the 200 EMA. We would have gotten in up here, right here, where the market is looking to open and close, in that area. So we would have gotten in the trade here, and ridden the trade down to here. Okay. Once it opens and closes under the 200 EMA, I'm going to look for an ongoing sale. But as you can see, the market is reversing and it is starting to buy. Okay. And that's what I love about gold. Gold has a pattern, and it is definitely forming that pattern right now. So again, only thing I want to show you right now was how to mark up the zone, how to look for your high, how to look for your low, and then decide which way you're going to get in the trade. Clearly, once the market goes back into the zone, we let it. All right. And then we're waiting to see if it's going to come out again for a sale, or if it's going to buy above the zone that you have marked up. Let's go ahead and look at a different one in a different area, because the market is closed right now for gold. So this right here is a beautiful zone. So this broke out, and it went all the way up. In my previous video, I talked about break one, break two, break three. This is definitely a breakthrough for the buy. So let's go back to where it all started. Okay. The market was in consolidation. I would put my low there. I'm going to put my high right about here. Okay. And as you can see, again, here is your zone. That's that place where your market is just going up and down. It's in consolidation. It's happening here. Now, it really happened here. It broke down here for a sale, but then it went back into the zone. And when it went back into the zone, it broke out up here above. Okay. Very, 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 very basic trading strategies is what I like to use. Broke out here again and it bought all the way up. I know you're wondering, how do you determine your TPs? That's a different lesson, okay? But nevertheless, we probably would have gotten in here for the sale, okay? Because I trade futures and Forex. On futures, definitely at my dollar amount, this is cleared, okay? I've made my money. The market goes back up. It's back inside of my zone. I'm not going to take another trade until that candle opens and closes above the zone. All right. I hope that's helpful. So, again, remember to put your horizontal line. Where is the high of the market when you go to trade when the market opens? Where is the low? All right. And that's, again, that area right in here where the market is just going up and down. It's consolidating. It's not really breaking out. It broke out. It went back in. It broke out again. Okay. And this is just break and retest that's happening here. So on futures, I would have definitely taken this trade, cleared my trade, and waited to see what the market is going to do. Whenever it's close to the 200 EMA, it's like a magnet. That's why I like the 200 EMA on gold, because I know if it's this close to the 200 EMA, 9 times out of 10, just like a magnet, it's going to pull it back up. So that's why it's so important to mark up the zone, because I'm not really going to believe that it's going to do anything until it gets away from the 200 EMA. It goes back into the zone as always. All right. And then it opens and closes. Now it could have went back into the zone, hit the top, and came right back down here and opened and closed, but that's not what it chose to do. It opened and closed here and went all the way up. Listen, I love trading gold and I love using very basic strategies to share with others. I hope you found that helpful. Leave some feedback. Have a great day. Happy trading.